Football's back tonight. Man, summer's over. NFL football returns. It's the Cowboys against the Eagles. Can't wait. But beforehand, enjoy some Detroit Lions football. Football talk. I'm John Macaroon, Detroit Lions on SI Lone Wolves podcast. Welcome in. Man, lots to talk about. Micah Parsons felt the need to add fuel to the fire between the Lions and the Packers this Sunday. It's going to be great. Lambeau Field. Packers fans are making shirts about Amon-Ra. Micah hates the Detroit Lions. And we'll finish off by talking about, a report by Adam Schefter that talked about the Eagles tried to make a play for Micah Parsons. And he had a comment that really hits home that a question regarding Brad Holmes and the due diligence. Is he doing enough to improve the Detroit Lions? A team like the Eagles that doesn't have that much salary cap space, we're still trying to make a play for Micah Parsons. We'll talk all about it. Welcome in. Get your questions in. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that super chat. Anything that is a super chat, super thanks, new members, jump right to the front of the line. Absolutely. Eloy, let's go. F Green Bay and Micah. Vincent's in early. Let's go, Doc. Always enjoy the commenters. Thank you guys for being part of the Detroit Lions on SI community. Man, I thought it was going to be a regular reporting day. Got in the locker room. I spoke to Tesla one-on-one. I spoke to Khalif Raymond. It was great. Spoke to Zach Cunningham. So I got around, and I still haven't had a chance to write those up yet because Micah's spouting off. Whew. The injury report you got to put up every time. You have also, oh my goodness. Oh, I didn't even talk about this yet. A columnist has already decided that maybe Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell might be on the hot seat. 3 huge topics. We're going to talk all about them. And you know who wrote it. I got a lot of respect for the columnist. That's his job, is to get people talking. And boy, were people talking today. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes on the hot seat. Man, time flies. I don't believe that, but we got to talk about it. I couldn't believe that was a story that was written today before the season starts. You would think that would happen maybe after the playoffs, after the teams that after the regular season, and we know who's in the playoffs. But we'll talk all about it. Micah Parsons, what's your reaction to Micah going on air, talking to Green Bay reporters, and he seems a little bit salty? I think that 47-9 butt kicking kind of left a bad taste in the Cowboys' mouth, as it should. I was there in the building. The Lions made AT&T Stadium their house. Now, it stunk because it was a party vibe. It was the most beautiful stadium I've ever been in. Hands down. AT&T Stadium dwarfs Ford Field. It's beautiful. I made a trip just to see it. And it was a party. Lions were offensively rolling. Unfortunately, Aiden got hurt. So it cast a spell all over the second half. But Micah remembers, and he comes out, and this is what he says. Hey, Drago, good evening. Thank you for catching me live. Like I said, we'll be here till about 8. I want to get home, watch some football. It's football. Football's back. I'm all into it. I'm hyped up. Long day today. Woo. But lots of newsy info. Figured, okay, with all this much news, you gotta weigh in. This is what Micah Parsons had to say in front of everybody today. It was great. I was like, oh, thank you. This is interesting. This is very interesting. And we're in the interesting business. So it's unbelievable that he would come out and say this type of thing. But he said it, and I want to get your guys' reaction. This is him talking to Green Bay reporters today, courtesy of ESPN.
Detroit already had a rivalry. I already got that rivalry built up. Well, I'm excited to play them. I never liked Detroit. I never liked it. Even when I was in Dallas, it's just always. It was just always a heavyweight fight every time they came in. And they kind of got our guys when I was injured last year, or the whole team was injured. And so, I just think it's a funny way how things work. I'm excited to play them. I know they're excited, and it's going to be It's going to go all 12 to 15 rounds.
What do you think of trick plays?
What'd you make of that? Should I play it again? Basically, he just said, I don't like Detroit. Let's see, I got the volume up here. He said, I don't like Detroit. He said that it was already a rivalry from the time that he was with Dallas, that this is a football team he does not like. He doesn't like Detroit. Never liked him. Can you believe that? But look, he's a competitor. I get it. You get your tail kicked in. The Lions and the Cowboys have a rivalry. I never liked the Detroit Lions. I think it's great all the way around. Sparks the rivalry. Amon-Ra last year with the Green Bay Sucks shirt. This is a rivalry. This is a real rivalry, and it's gonna kick off this Sunday. What's your reaction to Micah Parsons? Do you care? I just think that a player of his caliber should know better, but he doesn't feel the need to hold back. Packers fans have have let their feelings be known about Amon-Ra St. Brown on a green shirt, a green sweatshirt that they're selling. Amon-Ra saw it and he's like, oh, that's beautiful. I just don't like the color. Adding fuel to the fire. Exactly, Cartier. Adding fuel to the fire of the rivalry. It's going to make it that much more sweet when Montgomery runs him over. I want to see Montgomery and Gibbs give him a nice stiff arm. Would you like a player of the Lions? Like, I feel like the Lions have kind of been, okay in regards to giving other teams bulletin board material. And it feels like the tone of the locker room has been, from the talk with John Morton and Calvin Shepard, just focus on what the Lions do. Let's not focus so much on Micah Parsons. And probably the great thing is that you're hearing that Mike is going to be on a snap count. You're not going to get the full dose of the outside linebacker. He'll be probably on key third downs, pass rush situations where you know that the Lions got to be, favorable matchups for the Green Bay Packers. Are you concerned at all about what Micah will bring to the Packers? I don't know. Is it a rallying cry, knowing that he's not going to play that much? Drago gets in. NFC North talk because he's at Green Bay. His pops just said they were looking at Detroit as a trade possibility. That's the funny part. I think that there's some posturing going on. Micah Parsons' words are milquetoast, John Hughes says. His play is something else. Never liked the Detroit Lions. You should. Back-to-back division winners. Done more winning than the Cowboys ever did. And it is true. Micah has a podcast. He likes to stir things up. He likes to say things for reaction. But I like it. Nothing wrong with that. I definitely think it'll get the Lions' attention. The Lions will use anything for motivation. You know they'll use it. Oh, you don't like Detroit? I like that. It's going to go 12 to 15 rounds, he said. It's going to go the full distance. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a stoppage in the fourth round. By third quarter, Lions should be comfortably in the lead. Make it comfortable. That would be amazing. Good dig, DOC. That's right. Stoppage. The Detroit Lions are going to, I think, be focused. Their offense, yeah, I agree. I agree with Vincent, 100%. I can't wait to shut up these Packer fans on Sunday. Someone said, if that's a Packer fan, message me, and I think I buried him. Go check it out at Detroit Podcast. He goes, if what Micah said is bulletin board material, then what's this? Highlighting the Green Bay Sucks shirt that Amon-Ra was wearing last year. And I simply replied, looks like facts to me. Don't come and try and troll the doc. You got to come stronger than that if you're going to come for the king. I thought it was great. What does this mean? Well, it looks like facts to me. No lies detected here. I think the Lions are going to win comfortably. The matchups just favor it. I feel like the Lions are going to run the ball down the throat of the Packers. They just let go of, they parted way with Jair Alexander. You got Micah Parsons, who might miss the game because he's got to be at the chiropractor getting adjusted. You know, Micah sees it probably, allegedly. I can't confirm it, but he sees a chiropractor. I mean, listen, I don't want to offend anybody that sees one, but nobody rubbing my neck that way. No way. Keep your hands away from my neck, mall doctor. I'm not really a fan of the chiropractic field. I feel like there's some risky behaviors there. I wonder if it's just a field that gets made up by people who just weren't good enough to cut it as real doctors. So they're like, let's just be adjusters. They can never really fix a back. They're like, this is a great field. Probably started by Middle Easterns. Wait, the back you really can never fix fully? If you got a back problem, it just is so complicated. Let's make a field that you never, ever have to heal somebody. I feel like, Mr. Macaroon, I feel like you need 200 sessions at the chiropractor's office. 200 sessions? Why can't you fix me in one? Do some magic. No. You got to come every week for 10 years. And then we'll talk about it. Brenton Layton gets in. Micah's mad at Brad for not drafting him. After the draft, he said he thought he was going to Detroit. You weren't going to Detroit because the Lions needed to get Penei Sewell. Listen, we kid. There are some maybe that work magic. For Justin, the chiro fixed his back pain. How many sessions did it take, though? 90 plus or under 15? I feel like they have the secrets, Justin, and I'm spitballing here. I feel like they have the secrets to fix your back in 5 visits, but they kind of can extend it out and just maybe not fully apply their practice so that you keep coming back. I'm really happy, though, that your back pain is over. That's miserable. I got family that golf, and when they got back pain, it's miserable. I got family that has that weird inverted thing that they got to sit on. I tried to sit on it. I couldn't get on it. They're like, that's not a toy. I'm like, I want to be inverted. Luckily, I've avoided back pain my whole life. And see, that's the thing I want to try, Drago. I want to try the acupuncture and the cups. I don't need it. I feel limber. But you hear things. Look at that. Justin found the chiro that works. 3 months pain-free. 3 months. What, under 15 visits. Look at that. You found the one honest chiropractor. Look at you. I kid. We're just joking. We're having fun here. We're just having fun. I've never been to a chiropractor. I don't know any chiropractors. I just know that periodically when the wife has Channel 7 on, new report, chiropractor snaps the neck of the person. Has headaches forever. I'm like, honey, turn this off. Now, we're going to talk about Micah Parsons, and if you have a reaction about what he brings to the table, are you concerned? Do you think that the Lions definitely just have to run? Let me know in the comments. But this one bugged me. All right, let's see if this one I'll crank up the volume probably all the way to the top. I'll crank it up and listen to this. Listen to this. We got to hear this morning. Adam Schefter's on ESPN, and he has to give this report. And I'm going to turn this all the way up so you can hear it. The Micah one, I apologize if it was low. Basically, he just said, I don't like Detroit. You can see it at Detroit Podcast. A lot of views there. This is frustrating. Sorry to share it, but I got to share it. Tell me, do you believe it? Do you think that it's easy to throw this report out there? let's see. This is Adam Schefter's report this morning on ESPN's Get Up. Sorry to upset you if it does, but we got to share it. Man, I didn't want to see this, but there it was. Full volume. Let's hear it. Nice big screen. This is from today.
And Shefty has a fascinating note that he has been saving for me of how maybe the greatest chapter in this rivalry was almost written last week.
My God.
Well, it's certainly interesting because when the Dallas Cowboys were looking to trade Micah Parsons, one of the teams that showed the most interest in trading for Micah Parsons was the Philadelphia Eagles. They were fairly aggressive in trying to trade for Parsons. But the Dallas Cowboys obviously were not interested in trading Micah Parsons back to Pennsylvania, back in the division. They wanted him out of the division. I think there's been a lot of talk about why they sent him to Green Bay, why they sent him in conference. Well, at least they didn't send him in division. And the other thing that stands out that's interesting to me about this is people say all the time that, hey, you can't afford to make this move. There's not a lot of teams that have less cash, less cap space than the Philadelphia Eagles, and yet they were trying to figure out a way and would have figured out a way to get Micah Parsons under their cap if Dallas was willing to trade him to the Eagles, which they weren't, but the Eagles certainly made an effort.
Okay. What does that say? The team with very low cap space, not 40 million like the Lions have, were trying to make the move, and they would have fit him under the cap. What does that tell you? Nice and loud, you heard it. There's no cap. The Eagles, listen, that's PR to me. Feel like Adam got a little in there, but that's smart PR. The first thing, the second that comes out, Adam, my co-host, the Jock Strozinski, said the same thing. We were jealous. Why couldn't Brad Holmes just throw us a bone and say the same thing? We tried for Micah. Now, he doesn't stop the run, but we tried for Trey. We were desperate for Trey. It didn't happen. We offered a lot. Sprinkle that out there. The Eagles, embarrassment of riches, multiple Super Bowls, and they're trying. Lions are sitting with $40 million because they got to give it to Hutch and Branch and Laporta and Gibbs and the family. Now, is that just easy talk from the Eagles to say, well, we tried, because they know in a million years the Cowboys will never, ever trade Micah Parsons to the Eagles. But it just makes you jealous. Now, we still don't officially know if the Lions behind the scenes made the move to try for Trey Hendrickson, if they made an offer. But knowing that your fan base is screaming loudly that they don't like your defensive ends, throw us a bone. Sprinkle it out there. You tried. I feel like people would feel so much better. There's growing angst for Brad Holmes. I never thought I'd hear it. I never thought that in this year I had to write the banner that's coming up next. Now, again, we don't know if the Lions tried. They keep those things secret. But I feel like those things should come to light. Who'd you try for? What are you trying to do? Because adding wheat, fine, I get it, but that's not satisfying the fans. The fans wanted Hendrickson. They wanted Garrett. They wanted Crosby. They would have been okay with Parsons. You think Micah Parsons would have come here and challenged Dan Campbell? He would have been an upstanding citizen. It would have been something nice here. But you can't. I mean, it's tough, but you can do it. The Eagles have way less cap space. They let go of people, and according to Adam Schefter, they would have figured it out. How would they have figured it out? They probably would have, maybe not paid him 48. They might have given him 45, 46, spread it out over 5, 6, 7 years, void years until the cows come home. It doesn't matter. It can be done. Adam Schefter's not going to just go lie on national television. Listen, Howie's like, listen, Adam, just tell the people we were going to pay him. Just tell the people. You know how good that makes Howie look? Am I being a simpleton? I feel like a simpleton half the time, but that's what I've been screaming on this very show. Act like Howie. Don't act like anybody else. Don't act like the Vikings or the Packers or the Cardinals or the Rams. You could act like the Rams. I mean, their organization has won one, but act like him. He seems like the leader of the crew. Now, he did F up Justin Jefferson, but he cleaned that mess up pretty quickly. Got A.J. Brown, Saquon, Jalen Hurts. Am I a simpleton? What's your reaction when you hear that? Adam Schefter's like, I can tell you that the Eagles would have made it work. I feel like a simpleton, but I would have loved to have heard that. I would have loved to have heard the Lions made a call to Jerry Jones and he laughed at them. Well, there's only one. Yeah, I can tell you, Mr. Act Like It. And welcome. Good to see you. Welcome into our episode. Hope to see you more. Don't take this the wrong way, please. You can't be satisfied ever when you have no rings. For Lions fans to feel fat and satisfied makes no sense. I am feeling left out and angry and upset and desperate. Like the Lions, it's been, what is this? This is Super Bowl 60. I have one philosophy, Mr. Act Like It. One before I die. I don't care about 15 years of sustained success. I don't want to be a dynasty. I don't need to be the Cowboys. I just need one. One Super Bowl, and we can put all this to bed. At least get there. So until you've tasted the mountaintop, you can't act like you've been there. Great. Well, for me, I watched them. The funniest part was my father watched one NFL game his whole life. He was a worker. He's like, I don't do sports. It was like in the movie Goodfellas. That was my dad. He's like, you think Barry Sanders is going to pay your bills? Why do you like Barry Sanders? Because he scores touchdowns, Dad. He's like, okay, so the buzz in 91 was super high. So the whole family got together and we watched the Lions and the Commanders. He watched one game his whole life. And he was like, this is what you guys get crazy for? And he swore at me in Arabic. Kesukdak for wasting my time. Turned the TV off and went back to work. Excuse me. The former Redskins. They were like, this is what you guys like? And he's like, you're a sucker. And he was just not into sports, which is crazy because I'm super crazy about sports. Overly. It didn't come from him. I don't even think it came from my mom. It just came from competition. So, Mr. Act Like It, you have to act like this football team has accomplished nothing. Nothing. Getting to the playoffs is just the what do you call it? The floor. Winning 2 games is just the floor. Getting to the NFC Championship and choking is not the zenith of NFL football. It's not. I mean, don't you ever when the Super Bowl ends, Mr. Act Like It? Because we all watch it. We're all full. We're all in a food coma. So you have a chance to sit there on the couch and you're sitting there full of nachos and wings and hot dogs and sandwiches and pop and beer. And you sit there and the team wins the Super Bowl. They're all celebrating and you sit there all full. Your pants unzipped. You're like, man, if the Lions ever did this, this would be the most special feeling in the history of the world. And you see how excited that the team gets in the locker room and all the family and all the hoopla and hype. It's coming. But the Lions fans got a little taste of the success from Brad Holmes, and they're like, we're good. They got a little taste from Jared Goff, and they forgot about Matthew Stafford. There's more to go. There's still more work to do. There's more work to do, and I am not satisfied. Not until they win a Super Bowl. I will always ask for more players. I'll always ask for better players. I'll always ask for the organization to find the best of the best. The Eagles can pay, if the Eagles can pay Parsons with all the dumping they were doing, then you can too. Let me add this banner here because it was something that I hit on yesterday that riled you guys all up. And I don't need to use all these words because you guys got all confused. Okay, and let me set the table on this. I don't need to use all the other words he said. Okay? Guys, there's no secret in sports. If Dan Campbell speaks, his entire quotes will be found somewhere. And most likely it'll end up on Lions on SI's website. But you can't tell me because I tweeted Dan Campbell kept it simple when he talked to 97-1 the ticket. He said, they asked him, why don't you have Za'Darius? He said, we're good, and gave a bunch of support. There was no out of context quote from that. He said, we're good. What part of that did you guys were all like, well, that's not what he said? Well, of course there was more. But in the end, those were the meaning. Though that was the stamp as to why Za'Darius Smith is not here. We're good. We have Davenport. We like our depth. We like our team. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever, all that was support. So there's no, Doc, you took it out of context. Doc, you're the reason Za'Darius is not here. Guys, the English language is beautifully simple. All that other stuff was just a run-on sentence about we're good. We're good. So that's why Za'Darius is not on this football team. It's not out of context. What more context would you need? Cash Doll understood it. You know, she loves me. Cash Doll loves the Doc. She loves her Mediterranean prince. Facts. She took the quote and said, hey, coach, okay, we're good too. There's no out of context. Yeah, he added more. And if you want the full context, it'll always be in a story, something that good. But it's not that sophisticated. He added a bunch of support to we're good. Are the Lions good? He says, we have Davenport. We have a bunch of depth that we believe is good. So I personally feel, and if you're the person that just needs to have me type all his words on a tweet that I'm going to write eventually, spare me. Like, I'm not going to take the man out of context in a way that drastically changes the meaning. Unless you can say, Doc, based on the other 90 words he used that I need you to share on Twitter, it changed the complete meaning. Fill me in. Maybe I'm just a knucklehead, but I caught the message. We're good. We're good. What more do you need? Now that's funny. Dr. Cheeks. Doc, are you trying to sabotage Za'Darius from getting a job with the Lions? No. I simply regurgitated the main point directly. I'm a direct person. Like, I don't need all that fluff. All that other fluff was just support for his thesis. Simple. I mean, I don't know if you guys know what a thesis is. His thesis is we're good. The rest was just support. We're good right now. Yeah, we're in the present right now. There was no, like, if you can explain to me how all the other words that I left out apply to we're good, I'll accept it. It's not out of context. He said we're good right now. Now, tomorrow, Davenport could fall down the stairs, and they're not good anymore. I mean, I felt like you guys were hanging on every word. You want me to type out every word? Hell, man, I'm working hard. I'm going to hit you with the best words. The best words. We're good. So if you can tell me that I misconstrued we're good in a way that made it so that the understandability of his comments, let's be a little bit sympathetic to the Doc. I'm not trying to, do that for clicks. I'm just keeping it moving. I got 50 other tweets I got to get to. Now, if it was negative, maybe you could say, okay, you include the whole thing. So when you, I'll tell you now, when you message me, Doc, put the whole quote, I'm just going to text you back. You put it. I heard it. I got to type it for a story. You put it. It doesn't change anything. You putting the entire set, you could put the entire interview on a tweet. The Lions feel we're good. Are they good? And it sparked the debate yesterday. And so you guys all got mad because, oh my God, Cash Doll put we're good on a post. They're good too. They're good. He's rich, hanging out in Florida. The Lions are good, about to play the Packers. What's not good? Now, Could this reunion happen? Yeah. If the Lions wait another week and because guys, there's a business aspect too. All veterans that are on the roster before week 1, their contract is fully paid. Full. So nobody has yet to tell me, Doc, that was out of context. No, it wasn't. I am pretty smart. We're good means we're good. We're happy right now without Za'Darius. So what you guys did was displace your anger that he's not on the team onto little old me, poor little me, the messenger. That's fine. I'll take the daggers, but I'm going to stand up for myself. Love you, Doc. I was only goofing. No, it's all good because some people still believe that message that to me. Like I'm not somebody with a master's degree that can understand the English language. Doc, I needed all the other sentences in your tweet. It would have done what? You would have got the support. They're good because they have a roster. He's a coach. He's not going to say, I feel like we need Za'Darius. That's going to directly insult Davenport. It's going to directly insult Brad Holmes. So, in essence, I gave an assessment of his answer. It was a simple answer. We're good because of this. We're good. So now, some of you don't believe we're good. Some of you don't believe that Davenport's the guy. Some of you don't like the defensive end room. That's something different. Don't come attack me. I'm the nice guy. I'm the nicest. That's right. That's right. That's why I got you guys, the 300 people in here. Smash that like button for me. No, look, there's a bunch of people that are like wired to need to see every word to understand something. I do not. I need the 2 words that are the 2 biggest words. Dan Campbell. The majority of this fan base is out of context, so screw them, Doc. No, but they're out there. I don't want them to think that I'm the person that twists words to make a narrative. What would be twisted? Tell me what would be twisted other than we're good. We're happy. We have a 53-man roster. We got a practice squad. We just added a quarterback. Dan feels good. So I feel good sharing what I share. Now, that's not to say I'm perfect all the time. Maybe there's some context that I did miss to formulate a story. Feel free to share it. You know? But on that one, I'm not the reason Za'Darius is not here, guys. It's dollars and cents. Simple as that. The dollars don't make sense. Za'Darius isn't here. If they do, if the Lions feel like they're not in a good moment, maybe it'll happen. No, V-Wade, good question. V-Wade 222. Why do you think other teams haven't picked him up yet? Did Detroit overvalue him? No, the reason why other teams did it's the same thing. If a vet with his level of experience is on a roster week 1, his entire dollar amount is guaranteed. His fully guaranteed comes to him. Now, you can pay him a certain amount, cut him, and you don't owe at all. It's a business move. But yeah, beat up on the podcaster. That's real funny. Now, like I said, Cash Doll is an avid fan of Detroit Sports Podcast. I know that because she found the 2 magic words that I used and put it on her Instagram. Why wouldn't you be a fan of the DOC? Sweet Mediterranean skin, very funny, very direct, manly man. Nothing is my fault. And also, guys, you take Twitter too seriously. I literally tell you guys, I'm there to clown around. I literally started a Twitter page to clown around. That's the thesis. Clown around. Now, the stories are real, and you can surmise the things that are accurate. I'll tell you they're accurate. Exactly, Austin. See, I know the 300 people in here watching are smart. It's not you feel. That's what's going on. I feel like others are using you as a scapegoat for their emotions. The doc caused Za'Darius not to come here. Remember, when Za'Darius came here, I was the first one to make him laugh wholeheartedly. I said, Za'Darius, what's up with your Twitter, man? You're out there telling people, hey, hurry up. I said, are you okay? He's like, oh, yeah, it was just taking too long. Me and Za'Darius are cool. Now, I don't know if we're going to be cool if he signs with the Lions, and I'm going to ask him, so, what's up with you and Cash Doll? Is this going to be a distraction? Listen, we need you focused. No distractions if you're here. He's going to be like, come on, dog. I'll be like, hey, you don't think I know what the biggest distraction in the world is? Focus. Listen, we don't need this on again, off again situation here in the locker room. Now, the best part would be he starts walking in and he's got TMZ behind him in the locker room. We're like, I tell you all, he walks outside the building and there's TMZ with the interview. Now, that would be classic. I like it. TM Martin. Parsons sucks. Love it. Cowboys and Chicago fans are by far the most annoying in the league. Therefore, I want Dallas to lose. Yeah, well, if you could, they lose, but I need Dak. He's on my fantasy team. I kind of went heavy in offensive weapons, and I didn't get a quarterback till like the 8th, 9th round, and it ended up being Dak Prescott. You guys are funny. The keys to wisdom drops in. Doc just hit on the main point. Za'Darius is too sexed up to perform at the Brad Holmes level. Listen, he was on vacation. He enjoyed himself. He deserved it. Can both teams lose? No, Eagles are always going to be winners because they got Howie Roseman. Are the Lions good? Do you buy what Dan Campbell said? We're good. I don't know how you take that out of context. We're good. We're good. I don't think you can take that out of context too. I mean, there needs to be more context there, Mr. John. No, you don't. But there's debate that now, outside of adding more words to tweets to fill you guys in, do you feel like the roster's good? Is there a hole at defensive end? Yes or no? Because some of you are holding on tight to that Za'Darius. I kind of feel like I've let go, and I'll be like pleasantly happy when he signs, hopefully. But, you know, I mean, even me is like, okay, it might not work out. It just might not be a situation in which the dollars and cents make sense. And Brad's, he likes young players. Young players tend to stay healthier and perform. At least he trusts young players a little bit more. Listen, I think we just need to turn around the vibe and give all the positive vibes to Marcus Davenport as possible. Turn 29 years old. Just give him that 1 year. Whatever magic you do, if you're a voodoo doll person, if you're a faithful person, just wish him the best of luck. Because there's a chance if he stays healthy, that defensive line could be okay. We shall see. But the question has got to be asked. When you see the Eagles make a move for Micah Parsons and they're coming off of a Super Bowl, is Brad Holmes doing enough to improve the Lions? This offseason wasn't that special. In regards to at least external free agents. He has a thing with external free agents. You know, and you can see why. Cam Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley, they just haven't been as successful diving in and getting guys off the market. But DJ Reader, I think, has been good. I feel like DJ Reed will be good. Maybe just guys that are named DJ. Find them. Find the right mix. But in the end, you know, it's like a lateral move. You didn't add. You had Carlton Davis, and you just replaced him with DJ Reed. Is Brad Holmes doing enough to make the Lions Super Bowl credible? Of course he's doing enough to make them relevant. But that's the floor. That's the floor to me. I don't clap for that. That's what you get paid to do. You get paid to get this team in the Super Bowl. Afternoon, Jason. Shout out to you. Hope Jason Wells, hopefully you're enjoying the last couple of minutes here. We got about 10 minutes. I don't want to, hop on into my fellas. But again, we also have a movement going on. We have the DOC movement. Hop into other comments on YouTube and just type in Doc. I saw one on Crunch Time yesterday. That was funny. I want to see more. Just type in Doc. No other explanation. Everybody's show. Everybody you can think of. Just go there in their comments, type away and interact like you are here, but just type in Doc one time. And that way they all know that we're watching. The community is watching you. You know, I always feel like Doc is watching me. Not in here. That's good. That's a good start. In other shows, all the other Lion shows, all of them. Just if you're watching another show and they're doing a live chat, just type in Doc. They'll be like, what? Half of them will think it's me. Just type in Doc. That'll be a good time. Is Brad Holmes doing enough? I think he's doing enough to make them a relevant NFL football team. Still got question marks. Are they enough to beat out the Bills and Ravens and Bengals and the juggernauts in the AFC and some of the growing young teams that have reasonable contracts in the NFC? Rams, Eagles. Now, maybe you could say the Packers. Bears are upcoming in the next couple of years. Smash that like button. Appreciate y'all. It's going to be a fun game. Yeah, I'll probably come back maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday, one more time in the next couple of days, and then Sunday after the game. Are you upset with Howie Roseman? He seems like the best general manager in the league, and Brad Holmes is in that conversation, but he's not the best. The best is Howie Roseman. He's the best. Now, this final topic, I was shocked. I literally was shocked. I woke up this morning, 6:45 a.m. I said, what? And I do my scrolling. I start reading for an hour every morning. Just what everybody's writing, the videos, hop online. See how many great comments there are on YouTube telling me how great I am or how I lack context. Respond to a couple comments. And then I saw this. And I was like, huh? I was like, what? Say what again? But the best part is I can tell you I've had conversations with Mr. Carlos Monarez. And man, he's good at his job. He is good at his job. His job is to do one thing, make you think, make you react. And there's nobody that puts pen to paper that makes you guys react more than him. You guys put his name in the comments. Oh, that's Carlos. That's Carlos. That's Carlos. Yeah, that's Carlos. But it makes you think. And genuinely speaking, like I said, I've interacted with the man and I've enjoyed thoroughly talking to him. I don't have the stones to write that, but I don't believe it because I think the organization is a little bit thrilled that Brad and Dan have gotten him to this point. But wow, what a headline. Let's go and find it here because I know I saw it across the internet. You guys definitely saw it and you were like, what? What is this? Some of you guys are like, I'm going to barf seeing this. I'm going to barf. Listen, I think that if you react to things non-emotionally, you just agree or disagree. But look at this, I always respect Natalie in the stuff she posts. She's got the pulse of the fans really great. I'll share hers, her reaction. Look at that. Look at that headline. I think her reaction is the best. Just laugh and be like, wow. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes seats could get hot if Lions flop again. Say, what? What, Carlos? What? I wish you would have came today. Wow. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes' seat could get hot. Make sure you give her a follow. She's cool. I always like to joke around because she's the leader of the calm down crowd. We are not calm. I'm not calm. Do I look calm? I saw the headline. I was like, what? What? I laughed. And then I said, I laughed and said, oh, that's a good one. Listen, don't react that way to columnists. That's his job, literally, is to spark an idea in your brain, a reaction. But your job is to then go the opposite way and be pragmatic. If you read it, which I did, he says, I bucked the national trend. I believe the Lions are going to be successful. It's funny because that's the headline, but I also am very bright and I can read. And also, most people can read. But what makes me also super, super smart, like a bionic, super bionic smart, is I can comprehend what I'm reading. And he laid it out. He said, I don't believe in the national hype that the Lions are going to flop. They have a good team. They have a good offense. Lays out all the reasons. And then he says, but should something crazy happen, should something crazy happen, maybe the seat gets a little warmer. The keys to wisdom has derailed the program. It's Detroit, man. Lots of people cannot read. No, I know all of you can read. It's the comprehension that we got to raise up. You got to comprehend and interact with what you're reading with. Don't just read headlines. Don't just read tweets. Don't do that. And it's not my responsibility to educate and wisen you up on media literacy. Either you get it or you don't. You know, and luckily I've got a huge fan base that gets it. And I think the keys to wisdom might be driving the bus. You get it. So, they are not going to be on the hot seat. But that's his job, is to engage an audience with the thoughts that he has. And he's darn good at it. So don't come at me with F him and I don't like, just interact with it. Understand that there's going to be parts you agree with and stuff you don't. But the man is bright. He's got a supporter in the dock. I like talking to him. And I think he likes the style of my questions, because I ain't scared. I just ask what I need to ask. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are not going to be on the hot seat after this year. Now, if it's like 3-14 bad and there's chaos, yeah, we could have that talk, but the odds of that happening are crazy. What's your reaction when you see that? Are you just like me, like, what? You get angry? Listen, I had to write it. I mean, literally, there's no way I didn't write it. You guys read it. Ahlan, ahlan. You are my friend. Good deal. Good evening, my friend, Mr. John Macaroon. Ahmed is recovering from his injury and getting better. He will come back more hungry and stronger. Hell yeah. This is Ahmed's dad. My biggest fan, I hope. I think I'm in the mix as being one of the favorites you peek in and watch. Inshallah. Tell him I hope he's okay. Is he? Just let us know. Is he back in Boise? I think so. Or is he in town? It stinks. I wanted to see him in the locker room. The locker room, Mr. Mahdi, is beautiful. Beautiful. I can't wait one day to see his name on the in the locker room. He'll like it. Now, we're joking, but you weren't part of Stream East, right? If you understand, you do. I'm only joking. But you were not part of Stream East, right? Just checking. Just checking from what I read. Not you. Okay, to fill you in if you don't know. I didn't use this particular service, but I guess a big investigation happened with a streamer overseas, Stream East. They shut it down. And I guess there were a couple of Egyptians that were running it or something with it. They're catching you streamers. I use a different type of situation, but not for sports, for wrestling, professional wrestling. $40 a month for pay-per-views at wrestling is not what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, thank you. I like your style of broadcast, and you're really, really a friend. Of course. But you know, I'm a professional. My job is to be nosy and to ask a lot of questions. That's my job. To be super duper nosy. To be the nosiest person in the media. That's the job. Yeah, I just like to have fun and relax, have conversation, keep it light. But the serious part of the job is when stuff happens, I have to know why. I have to know, I have to ask. And in our world, you have to ask 2, 3 people. You can't ask just one. I wish it was just, hey, I know something and you can share it. You got to know from 3 people, 2, 3 to make it serious, to make it Hadid. So I think you understand. No, hopefully no offense ever taken. You know, just like he does extra work in the gym, I do extra work on the phone. 2 phones. 2 phones. Extra work. I hope he's good. I hope married life is treating him good. Just the facts. Nikolai gets an FYI, Doc. It was only the U.S. domain of Stream East that went down. Well, there you go. I don't know what that means. It's a worldwide operation. So they only shut down the part that the American fans are the ones using it probably the most. Yeah, sorry, I didn't read that. Like, I glazed that one. Because I don't use it for sports. I'm a sucker. I'm the worst. But it's for me, it's, fill you in. It's deductible for me. I write it all off. I have them all. Peacock, Paramount, Apple, Netflix. The only thing I don't do is I don't do the direct TV and the ticket and all that. But I got all of the streaming platforms. You can watch sports. I can find it. I write it off. But yeah, it's getting up there. I'm like, man, I'm paying this much? Damn. Luckily, the wife doesn't know. Technically it's a write-off, but I'm still paying it. I keep thinking that's Sam Laporta on the wall behind you. No, that's me. I literally got a fat head on myself. Nope, that's me. All right. Now, what's the first thought that you think of when you see Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes on the hot seat? I just don't see it. I feel like they get this year, next year, and maybe even the year after. They got extensions. Miss Sheila's paying them. Things are good. This is, not to that level yet. But I love the fair criticisms, though, of the general manager. I love that. This fan base is not soft. We are not Florida. We are not Poughkeepsie. This is Detroit, Michigan. You win, we're happy. You lose, we're not happy. And you make mistakes in the draft, we call you out on it. There's no better fan base than the real fans of Detroit. And the real fans are not, ball washers. The real fans are like, when am I going to get a ring? And those are the fans that come to Detroit Lions on SI and come here. Direct, honest talk. The fanboy stuff is cute, but that doesn't really kick in until they win a Super Bowl. Bottom line, FACTS, facts. But, man, there was somebody in Detroit willing to write that in 5 years. I feel like it's just too soon. Too soon, Mr. Carlos. You need to wait until their first 3-game losing streak on the road. Would have had more bite. Because I think now, maybe I'll ask you about it. You get more pushback at the beginning of the year than if you just waited until they lost a couple games on the road and dropped the hammer. But remember, his job is to opine. My job is to opine. So stay in the debate. Don't let your emotions let you fly off the handle and just simple debate. Mr. Carlos, I don't agree with that take. I don't think they'll be on the hot seat, but the whispers of criticisms will grow louder. And that's that. I got to ask him to come on this podcast. I think it'll be fun. My prediction still stays strong. 27-20, 27-23 Lions, 1-0. All right, guys, go have fun. It's crunch time. You know what time it is. Tell the fellas DOC and let them know, too, because I'm also now in a fantasy league with them, that they done messed up. They put me at, 10th? I outdrafted all of them. Let them know that Doc said that he's going to win the fantasy league by a mile. Type in Doc on their platform. Have fun. Engage with their show. My time's up. I want to go home, relax, watch some football. Remember, thank you for enjoying the content. Interact with it. Like, subscribe, comment. And let everybody know, hey, there's a guy that's passionate that you can seriously get in touch with and talk about the Detroit Lions with. His name is the Doc John Macaroon. He loves broadcasting. He loves doing it live. He loves recording podcasts. And this is my 13th year. And somebody compensates me to do this. And then today, to end, I got a little validation. So today in the media, I talked to Tesla. I was one of the first to talk to him one-on-one in his locker. Me. Great conversation. Couldn't even write it up yet. Man, he just has that aura, confidence. I asked him about, hey, you're going up against ones. He's like, yeah, I went up against ones in training camp too. Confident. He's confident. You love it. And I'm confident. But the conversation I resonated with most was Khalif Raymond. I said to him, man, it was at the end too. We were talking back and forth. I learned a lot of things. Those two I got to write up. I got to keep working hard. I go, man, everyone tells me you're the best dressed. He's like, why do you dress like that? When you're not going on these road trips, why are you looking so dapper? He's like, man, I know a lot of y'all telling me that. He's like, back with the Broncos, that was the rule. Like there was no flip-flops and t-shirts. The rule was you show up to work, you suited and booted. And he's like, and then I just got used to it at Tennessee. Mike Vrabel had the same policy. He's like, I don't feel comfortable. I'm at work. And I said to him, I looked at him, I said, I feel the exact same way. Look at me. I'm wearing a collared shirt and dress pants in the locker room, and everybody else is wearing t-shirts. I said, I don't feel comfortable. I can't wear a t-shirt in a grown man's locker room. I said the same thing. I said, I feel the same way. I'm at work. I have a thing in my head that says, hey, respect the work. Work means collared shirt, not t-shirt. And we had a nice chat. I said hello to Mason Miller. Met him formally. We shared a laugh. Listen, 7th year in, I'm way more comfortable. One conversation was tough. I'll share it later. It was a little tough. Linebackers, man, are tough. Man, some of those conversations, man, it can go from the most smooth to the easiest to the I just want to get better every day. It's like, no, I didn't want it to go that way. Hello, El. Listen, I hope everybody had a good time. I believe that too. Dress for success. DVR, Jeff. I'm getting home. You're right. Yeah, let them know. The keys to wisdom, Doc destroys crunch time in fantasy. Let them know. All right, I've already gone 5 minutes too late. Peace and love. Let's talk soon. Lions 1-0. Let's talk soon.